Epic have finally talked about the new matchmaking system and given us some more info on the bots coming up in Season 11. Let's go over it in today's video. My name's Craig from ljstudios, and today we're going to go over the news update Epic released earlier talking about matchmaking, bots, controls and the Combine. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like, and if you want to see more from me, then subscribe with notifications turned on so you can stay tuned for all the latest news in Fortnite. The Fortnite team released a statement titled Matchmaking, Bots, Controls and the Combine Update. Firstly, they started with, Season X has been extended 1 week to conclude on Sunday, October the 13th. This also means an additional week to complete your Battle Pass, so jump in and lock down all those Season X rewards. In the meantime, we've implemented new changes. The 10.40.1 patch included key improvements to the Combine playlist and the Zone Wars limited time mode. Just like with the patch notes, they haven't actually said why it's been extended. We don't know if there's an issue with Season 11 that they need more time to fix, or maybe it's something to do with the Season 10 event. We've all been speculating that a new map is coming in Season 11, and for that to work out, then the smart idea would be to have the event and all the doom it's about to unleash on the Fortnite world happen, and then directly go into server downtime for the release of Season 11. If it doesn't work out that way, then it kind of defeats the point and doesn't really make any sense. But of course, that's only if the rumors are true. The event might not even destroy the map, and we might not be getting a new map, even though all the hints and leaks are pointing towards it. Either way, Season 10 has been extended, so if you haven't hit Battle Pass level 100 or completed all the challenges, now's the time to get them all done. Next, they talk about the new matchmaking system. So far, we've rolled out the new matchmaking system to select regions for solo mode, and duos is expected to arrive later this week. With the rollout, we've seen a lot of discussion about potentially unfair competitive advantages from pooling players together across platforms and input devices. The new matchmaking system, however, accounts for various skill levels across different platforms and control inputs, and groups players of similar skill levels together. Our goal with the new matchmaking system is to create fairer matches for all our players, which includes special considerations for each platform. This means that where similar skill exists, players may be paired against opponents from all platforms, whether they're using mouse and keyboard, a controller or touch input. We're closely monitoring match analytics and your feedback, and we'll make adjustments to ensure everyone is playing a fair match. On the topic of smurfing, we've seen discussions around players smurfing as a way to have easier matches. Smurfing is a bannable offense. We see a bunch of negative behavior that occurs when smurfing and issues with gameplay integrity. If we see consistent reports and perceive that you are negatively impacting other players' experiences, we will take appropriate action. So it does look like the Fortnite team are aware of the complaints of players, but I mean, come on, it's pretty hard to miss. A lot of players have been making a lot of noise about this, so they kind of had to say something. But it doesn't look like they're going to be changing anything soon. As far as they're concerned, it's working as intended. But they have said that they're closely watching analytics and feedback so that they will make adjustments to ensure that everyone is playing a fair match. So if you don't like the new matchmaking system, then just keep making noise. But it's also really good that they're taking action against smurfing. Now, if you're not sure exactly what smurfing is, basically it's when a player jumps on an alternative or a fresh account, and then they get put up against new players and absolutely smash them into the ground so they can walk away with a high kill game, great content for YouTube, and a smirk on their face knowing that they just made a bunch of new guys quit the game. Smurfing is ridiculous, so I'm glad that Epic are taking action against this. At the same time, I kind of understand why pro players do it. Ghost Aydan, the notorious controller player, actually got his alt account banned for 24 hours because of smurfing after a 41 elimination game. He did it due to his skill level being so way above most people that he has to wait long queue times to get into a game, and well, if you're streaming, you kind of need to show gameplay, otherwise his audience is just going to get bored and jump out of his stream, so I totally get why he did it, but it still isn't a great thing to do. It really will put off new players, which will result in less potential V-Buck sales for Epic. Of course, they can't be having that, so hopefully Epic will be able to work something out about the long queue time so players such as Aydan aren't forced to smurf again just to get into a game. Next, they had an update on bots. Latest on bots. As we've previously mentioned, we're adding bots as a way to help players improve their skill level. Before they're added, we wanted to take the opportunity to answer some questions that we've already seen pop up. What happens with spectating if I'm defeated by a bot? Instead of viewing the bot that defeated you, you will view another remaining player. If you are the last remaining human player, the match will end. Will I be able to party up with bots? No, we're not currently planning to support this functionality. You and your friends can still use the robot emote to dance together, however. Can bots use vehicles? Can bots do 90s? Not yet, but long term we're looking to see how far we can push our bots. Can I play a match entirely against bots? We're looking into a versus bot mode as a means to sharpen your skills, explore the map and help elevate your game to the next level. What about bots in creative mode? Bots will not be in creative, this is something we will consider for our roadmap. I really like the idea of a versus bots mode where you're the only real player in the game and everyone else is bots. That will 100% help new players improve, and if Epic find a way to fine tune their bots so that they can crack 90s or at least build battle, then having this mode plus the ability to turn up bots' difficulties to act similar to real players, then that's going to be really handy in practicing for real games. The Fortnite team have really stepped up that game recently in adding modes that help players practice. When Fortnite first came out, there was literally just the standard playlist of solo, duos and squads. There was no real way to practice. Then they started introducing LTMs, playgrounds, creative mode, and since the release of creative mode, everyone's skill level has drastically gotten better. You now have to practice if you want to stand a chance even in just a normal game of solos. Then they recently added the Combine and official Zone War maps, and then the upcoming bots in Season 11. I think all of these modes are great for practicing, and I'm looking forward to the kind of practice modes we're going to be seeing in Season 11 once the bots are out. And lastly, they talk about the Combine and the new controller settings. Last week we saw plenty of discussions about our Aim High blog, which covered new changes to aiming with a controller, as well as the debut of our new game mode, the Combine. Combing through your questions and feedback, here's more context. Can I go back to legacy sensitivity settings for my controller? You have the option to revert back to previous controller sensitivity settings, but we strongly encourage everyone to give the new settings a try. If controls feel off, you can try copying over your legacy settings. To do this, navigate to controller settings, turn on use advanced options, and scroll down to select copy legacy settings. If we make further adjustments or alter our plans, we will let you know. Is there any news on control adjustments for keyboard and mouse players? We know many of you are playing on keyboard and mouse, so we're also discussing opportunities to improve control settings for all of you. As an example, we're currently exploring an option that would allow keyboard and mouse players to adjust, build and edit sensitivities. How long will the Combine be available? While the Combine was initially intended to help players adjust to our new aiming controls, we're already seeing some amazing run-throughs and believe players will want to continue improving their skills and decreasing their times. As a result, we intend to keep the Combine as a core mode to Fortnite Battle Royale for the foreseeable future. Personally, I think what Epic have done with their new controller settings are truly amazing. Not just for the level of depth that you can dive into with fine-tuning the settings, but the fact that you have the option to revert to legacy controls and copy your legacy settings over to the new system. Huge props to them for that. I'm a keyboard and mouse player, so I can't really comment on how good the new settings are. I just like the level of support that they're providing for legacy controls. It's something I plan to test in the future, so I'll let you all know once I do. Recently, we've had some clever clogs work out how to get aim assist on keyboard and mouse. They did it by having a controller connected to their PC, setting the dead zone on controller settings to 0.05 I believe, and this caused the stick to drift ever so slightly. This means that the system would think that you're using a controller and give you access to aim assist, but in reality you're using a mouse for aiming and thus it gives you aim assist. Obviously people have been abusing this function, but the Fortnite team put out a tweet earlier saying we've released a patch on PC to address an issue with PC aim controls. A download is required. This was seen to be the hotfix for this, and too right. It basically gives you aimbot on PC, and with how much money is thrown around in the competitive scene, that really would give people a huge unfair advantage, so I'm glad that Epic have hotfixed it quick enough. In their statement today, they said that they were looking into improved controls for keyboard and mouse users and are exploring the idea of having different sensitivities for building and editing. More on that once we have more info. Lastly, the Combine was supposed to be a limited time mode just while players adjusted the new controller settings, but due to how popular it's been, it looks like it's now sticking around for the time being as a core mode, which is great. Again, love the level of support the Fortnite team are providing for practice modes. But what do you guys think to the new matchmaking system? Has it affected you at all so far? And what do you think to the new practice modes with bots next season? Yay or nay? Let me know in the comments down below. Well, that's about it from me today. If you enjoyed the video, then do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button to show your support, and toggle that notification bell to stay tuned with all the latest and greatest Fortnite news. And of course, if you're looking for a creator to support on the Support a Creator program, then look no further. It would be really awesome if you guys could support us by popping in LJ Studios in the shop before buying any new skins. Have a great day guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.